Bit of a Walsall update. Jamie Jellis, predictions and the shortfalls in the squad. First of all, Jamie Jellis, I did put a short out, and initially I didn't think this was too serious, but with over 2,000 bets on football, which he would have been aware through his contact with Stevenage, who he was under contract to at the time, even though he was out on loan, he'd have been aware that you can't. The top 8 leagues are banned from betting on football, regardless of whether it's a team in your own division and match fixing and all that sort of thing. I think it's protect against that, but anybody in the top 8 divisions can't place any bets on football at all. And Jamie Jellis, even though he's been clear and not made any bets for a couple of years, this has come up, and he's going to be in hot water, I think. We know Ivan Toney got a 8-month ban, which effectively wiped him out for the season. I think Jamie Jellis, given the wages he'd have been on at the time, I can't imagine it's anywhere in the Ivan Toney kind of ranks. But if it's been said you can't gamble £1 or £1,000, it's still the same. It's not following the FA rules. So yeah, I think he's going to be in trouble. A couple of comments on there. I had a comment from Zay. That's an interesting one. Bit of a double standard from the FA, because they're happy for gambling companies to sponsor around the Football League and that sort of thing, but not for anybody to gamble. And of course, the gambling world itself, they're perfectly happy to take people's money until they start winning, and then they ban you. That's something that I talked about in my book, Gambling Know the Score. I think you all know about that. If anybody wants a copy, if you just email me, walsallfantv@yahoo.com, and we can arrange to get a copy in your hands at a discount price. How about that? Right then. But yeah, it looks like Jamie Jellis, if he doesn't get a ban, it would be very surprising. A comment from Paul Bradley. Judging by what happened to Ryan Bowman at Shrewsbury, Jellis is in serious trouble. Saying, I don't know the rules, doesn't work. It doesn't work. So he thinks perhaps we might not see Jellis play again for Walsall. Given that if he's banned for the season, they'll be out of contract. So, silly. If it's true, of course, it's all alleged at the moment, but things like this generally are pretty accurate. The club have obviously sort of said they're going to support him, and we do. I'm sure there's no underhand dealings from Jamie Jellis. I'm sure he's just having fun bets and that sort of stuff. And it is a very addictive thing. An addiction is a terrible game. And we all know lots of footballers in the past have had trouble with gambling addiction. Paul Merson, perhaps the most high profile, next to Ivan Toney. So, yeah, feel for Jamie Jellis. As somebody also said, if the first rumblings of this came out during the latter part of the season, you can understand why his performance and his head was maybe not in the game, as it were. So, a great talent, 7 goals for us last season in all competitions. It's going to be a miss for a midfield that is already at the bare bones. The very fact that Jamie went off and Albert Adoma came on to play in midfield told us how light on the ground we are. If Jamie Jellis is banned, we've certainly got plenty to do to cover that. At the fans forum, they talked about not having they thought Nathan Lowe was going to stay, and they had a good 2-3 weeks before the end of the window, and struggled to get a replacement in. Well, Walsall already looking at midfielders at the moment. If we count Jellis out, for CDM and the 2/8s, we've got Brandon Conley, Charlie Lakin, and Ronan Mayer. So that's 3 guys covering 3 spots, which, bear in mind the way we want to play, is not very good. Adoma, is he a player you want to be putting him in there? I don't think he's the right guy to be in there for the high press and the intensity of the press, which has been a sort of a standout part of Walsall's game, particularly last season and the first part of last season, of course. So I don't think Adoma fits into that, but they've given him a new contract. So what have they got in mind for him? We didn't really think that playing up front worked particularly. And with Connor Barrett and Courtney Clark as wing-backs already in the building, there's not really much of a role for him there. So unless we're going to try a change in formation, 4-4-2 or something like that, I'm not sure where Adoma is going to play. Given our shortage of midfielders, it could be that he's going to be in there. Romain Sawyers, he's one that obviously we're looking at, but as far as a high press and the tenacity of our midfield, as I put on the other video, I'm not convinced that he's the right guy for us. But realistically, if Jamie Jellis gets a ban, which is looking as if that's a possibility, it's something Walsall definitely need to cover, the possibility of that. So I think we need 4. We need 4 midfielders. Yes, we've got 9 days before the season kicks off, but we've got to the end of August to fully close that out. But a lot of deals have already been done. There's still plenty of players available, of course, but we've got to start ticking some of those off in the next week, I would have thought. Dylan Sloan is one that we've put an increased bid on, apparently. Whether that's true or just paper talk, we don't really know. Some people thought he was there on Tuesday, but other people saying maybe that wasn't him, so we don't really know for sure. But he would be a kind of replacement for Jellis. But that still leaves us really very light. We know how much it affected Walsall when George Hall and Jack Earing got injured last season. And that is a big part of our fall from grace, as it were, was not having them available. So, we need some midfielders, because we've got the goalkeeping situation covered, and potentially another centre half coming in. But at the back, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good at the minute. Up front, we've got lots of options up front. Wing backs, we got those positions covered. It's just the middle of the park where I think we're in trouble at the minute, unless we can get some players in, get the right kind of players in, bit of a mix of experience and youth, perhaps. But definitely need an experienced head in there, maybe in one of the 8s that can still do the press. So that's a sort of points towards a 24 to 26-year-old, perhaps. I've not got anybody in mind. It's just the thoughts. I was going to talk about promotions and the Predictions League. And when Walsall signed Aidan Flint, I was thinking, Gabriel Sutton's got us at 9th. Come on. We're going to do much better than that. And I sort of got us in mind for right near the top of the division. Definitely top 3 or 4. But Jamie Jellis, that would be a big loss if he's out for the season. And given that we're into warm-up, we're into pre-season gain to pace, anybody new coming in now has got to get up to speed with the way we play and all that jazz. So it's difficult. So how can you predict where you think Walsall are going to come when we've got great big holes potentially in our midfield? I was going to put something together, but I think I'm just going to hold off. I've got a meeting, a live stream meeting chat with Gabriel Sutton on Tuesday. So we'll look into his predictions and see where he reckons. But I think I might have to hold off mine until I know what our squad's going to be. Maybe I'll do what I did last year and sort of have a top 8, middle 8, bottom 8. I think it's probably the best thing to do. Right then, catch you soon. Cheers.